everybody. I'm Ice Cream Gamey, Izzy, whatever you want to call me. You can call me Bob. I don't care. But today we are making, we're going to start a new tradition on my channel where every third Wednesday of each month, I'm going to post a baking video, aka cupcake video. So today we're making coconut cream pie cupcakes, which you would know if you read the title, but you know, maybe you don't. I don't know how you live your life. But we're gonna, first we're going to do like the cake, and then while we're doing that, we'll work on the filling. So, for the cake, and I'll link the recipe below. We're gonna give everyone their credit. Oh, okay? Don't come for me. So, in a stand mixer, I mean, that's what the lady said. You could probably use a hand mixer, like the little thingy, not a whisk. That would take forever. But if you have the endurance, hey, go for it. Like the little thingy, and then in a bowl. But I have a KitchenAid, so I'm gonna use the KitchenAid. You put 3 sticks of, I'm using salted butter because I don't believe in unsalted butter. But the lady said unsalted butter, so whatever you do you, boo. I don't care. Just don't come for me if it tastes bad because you used unsalted butter. Okay, and you're gonna add 2 cups of sugar to that, just straight up sugar. And then cream it on speed 3. She's very specific in her recipe. Honestly, I don't know if it's a lady that made it. I'm just calling her a she. For 3 to 5 minutes until fluffy. I don't have a speed 3. I'm just gonna do a speed 4. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, so now that our sugar and butter mixture is all fluffy, and also, I forgot to say, to make sure like you scrape this bowl every once in a while, just because, you know, it eventually gets up to the sides, and then what are we living? Air. So, I'm scraping it one more time, and then we're going to add 5 eggs, one at a time. And the recipe said room temperature eggs. Last time I made this cake, which is also the first time I made this cake, I put cold eggs in. It doesn't. I don't think it matters. The cake didn't explode. It didn't turn into a monkey. Again at speed 3, but I'm gonna put it at speed 1 because eggs are kind of a gloopy mixture. You know, they take a bit to mix in. They're pretty well incorporated. I'm going to scrape the bowl, and then we're gonna add the vanilla and almond extract. It's going to be 1.5 teaspoons of each. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so the almond, fun fact, 1.5 teaspoons is also half a tablespoon. So if you have a really fancy measuring set like me, you can just do half a tablespoon. This thing broke. We're having technical difficulties. Okay. Half a tablespoon, a little more, of almond extract. I'll let that start mixing. So you're going to want to beat these in for 2 minutes. And then it says mix well, which seems redundant, so I just mix it for 2 minutes. And then half a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to be honest with you. Normally I don't measure the vanilla, but we're being fancy today. So, we're done with these. Alright, now that has been whipped for 2 minutes in a separate bowl, so we don't need you anymore. Goodbye. Is it in the way of the camera? Okay. Now my lovely assistant behind the camera, aka my mom. So, cups of flour. Then we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon kosher salt. How fancy. I just use salt. Don't know the difference yeah, sea salt. So we're breaking the rules. I guess this cake is gonna attack us in the night. I don't know. Does it really matter what kind of salt you use? I mean, don't go use like the salt you use to make ice cream with. Like maybe not that salt, but like, or I don't know how pink Himalayan salt tastes like. But does it really matter if it's kosher or sea salt? I think not. All salt comes from the same place, let's be honest. It all has the same mom. It's fine. I grew up in California until I was 10, so I used to go to the beach like all the time. So I can attest, the ocean is quite salty and you don't want to drink it. Not that I tried or anything when I was old enough to know not to. Anyway, after that, you're gonna sift it. Sifting adds air, but I also think it's unnecessary because it's annoying to do. So I'm not gonna make you sit through this. We're just gonna cut to the next scene. Did I make you laugh about my story about the ocean? Were you worried on where I was headed with that?
I didn't know where you were going with it.
And you're like, oh no, this child, she's about to embarrass me. Did I embarrass you? You just thought it was funny?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I was thirsty and I was like halfway into the ocean, so like, did I really want to go to the thing? I think not. Okay. Well, now that that's sifted, wait, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're gonna add these. So it's the lady that wrote out this recipe. She did not do great in explaining this next part. I kind of knew what she meant, but I feel like it was very confusing at first. So it says add dry ingredients and milk into batter in 3 parts. Now I read it literally like, oh, maybe it's like 3 parts of this and 3 parts of milk. But then you would end with milk, and that wouldn't be good. And you need to start and end with your dry ingredients in most recipes. So you do half the flour, the milk, half the flour. So we need a spatula. We need a clean spatula. Okay, so we're gonna add approximately half the flour, just roughly. Good enough. That's my life motto. Good enough. Is this in the way? Camera? Okay. So mix it at speed 3, but that would be way too fast because the flour's just gonna go everywhere. So I just put it on speed 2 until it's like pretty much mixed. If you have flour on the edges, this is what I do. I just bang the sides. Then add your milk on speed 1. And that's why we don't add our eggs on speed 4, friends. That's what could happen. Except instead of milk, which is like fine, you get nasty egg. And ain't no one wants that. Okay. Now we add the rest of the flour. Don't know why I said it like that, but I did. Speed 1. I never scraped a bowl to get all of the dry ingredients out. This is a first. Maybe some material this bowl's made out of. There's like a lot of flour stuff, so I'm just going to scrape the top edge. And then give it a little bit. Good enough. Okay. So now it wants me to fold in 4 in 4 ounces of coconut at speed 2 for 2 minutes until evenly combined. Oh, there's a lot of, oh, hang on, there's a bloop. So put it in a bowl and folded it like that. Because, like, you can't fold something at speed 2. Like, that doesn't make sense. Folding is where you go like that. This goes like that. But I'm going to just put it in here. So, yeah. Also, I measured out 6 ounces. So, this is in it. We're going to just,
Wait.
No, I'm just going to, like, put in 2/3. So, there's too much in here. But, there we go. That's about right. So, don't make my mistake. Read the recipe. Since they want speed 2, I'm putting it at speed 1 because I don't trust them anymore. She's giving me trust issues. Because I definitely didn't already have that. Okay, now that the batter is done, I'm sorry I keep assaulting you. Please don't call HR. So, now that we've finished mixing this in, what we do is like now, I'm malfunctioning there. What we're going to do now is you got to scrape down your little attachment doohickey, or doobop, you know, some people call it a doobop, I call it a doohickey. You gotta scrape it. You don't want all the you want all the coconuttiness in it. And this makes a lot of batter, like a lot. So this is how much batter we made. Like, that's a lot. So I'm going to put this KitchenAid away. It's hefty. We're gonna get it on WW soon. Okay, and then, also preheat your oven to 350. Forgot to mention that. We did it before we filmed because I always forget to preheat my oven. Oh, Mira, thank you. My lovely assistant got my scoop out for me. So, I had 2 trays lined with seasonal accurate cupcake liners. You know, they're in clearance. Why not just get the clearance cupcake liners? So, wait, what size is it? Is this from Did you get this from Pampered Chef? I don't remember. Okay, the Pampered Chef medium scoop is the cupcake, is what you want to use to get all your batter. So, you know, so this takes a while. It's kind of repetitive, but it's easy. How's your day going? You know, this was filmed the day before you're watching this. Currently, I'm doing great. I don't know. Ask me tomorrow. Maybe I'm doing horrible. Who knows? Life happens. It's got depressing. Yeah. So, if you have an aminal, tell me what animal you have. If you have a doggo, tell me the breed and age. I love doggos. I have a fish. His name's Mr. Saltinas. He's a beta fish. I've had him for a year and 7 months. Okay, so I just filled 24 cupcakes molds and I still have this much batter left. So if you just want to make 24 cupcakes, maybe half of this recipe. Luckily I have a lot of friends who really want to try these cupcakes. So we're good for that, but yeah, so I'm going to put those in the oven, and then I will see you when when I've put these in my other cupcake pans. Go? Okay. Hello. So now we've taken care of the cupcakes and stuff. Well, they're still in the oven, but you know. We got the next batch on tray. Okay. We're just going to pretend that this whole sentence didn't happen. So, we're making the filling now. And we are making I've never made this before. It sounds like it's going to be delicious, but who knows? It could be nasty. It's fine. In here, in this bowl, I have 3. I'm making 2 packs. I think if you're just making 24 and you make a half batch, you'll only need 1 pack. I'm not sure. I'll tell you if this is enough at the end, and then you can go from there. But I'm making the dough. I'm pretty sure you want to go by the pie and not the actual pudding because the pie filling will be thicker, and I think that would be better. So in here I have 3.5 cups of milk, and then we're just gonna add 2 pouches of pudding. Vanilla. We're using the Great Value vanilla bean. Probably gonna be delicious. It's vanilla bean. Ooh. talk about, camera person? What? I don't know. What do you want me to call you? Tell me a topic to talk about.
No idea.
Okay. We're gonna talk about Tooth Fairy injustice. So when I was 6, we went to my grandmother's house we went to my grandmother's house on my mother's side, and we have a lot of family and friends in that city and the cities around it. They're small cities, so you know, I just count it as one city, even though it's like 3. But you know, we whisked this for a couple minutes to get all the clumps out. I had lost 3 teeth on that trip, and we were just there for a weekend, so honestly, that's impressive on my part. But I lost the first one just chilling in my grandma's room on her little stool, watching TV, and it just fell out. So I pulled it out, and then I dropped it in the carpet, but then I found it. I got my dollar. All fine. Then I lost another tooth at a friend's house, and I did not want to eat. I had my sandwich, and my tooth was about to fall out, and I didn't want to eat my pudding in case my tooth fell out my pudding, then I ate it. But it fell out beautiful. I put it under the pillow during the day. And by night, it wasn't there anymore, and there was no money. So I think the Tooth Fairy owes me $1. And then the other one, I don't remember what happened. I know I got my oh, you know what? Whenever we'd go down there. I'd always have to sleep over my cousin. I'm gonna start with 1 cup of this and see if it's enough. And I lost it then, and she had lost the tooth too. So we both had lost the tooth. That time I did get my $1, but it was cool because we got little treasure boxes to put it in, and it was awesome. So I just think the Tooth Fairy needs to pay up, personally. So, however, my last tooth, I did get a whole roll of quarters, so, you know, I have a weird thing for quarters. I've loved them from an early age. I think I know why I love them, but most of the time, the Tooth Fairy would give me 4 quarters and not a whole dollar, and not just instead of like an actual paper dollar, because I had an extra cup because I think it needs more coconut, because I would prefer to have the quarters. So, quarters have been a long time obsession for me. I always get excited. Oh, like, was it last month? Like the penny thing outside the Subway? Last month, like we were at a Subway, and there was just like 32 pennies just right in front of our truck. So I picked all of them up, and it was great. It was crazy. I have never seen that happen before. I think a robber, they had a hole in their bag or something. I got them. I don't know. I don't know how they live their life, but that's my best guess. So now we have the pudding. If you don't have a lid for your bowl, you put saran wrap on it. And if you have a lid for the bowl, put the lid on it. And then we're just going to put it in the fridge until the cupcakes are done. What was that face? Okay, sorry. So the cupcakes are done. They are pretty much cool. These ones are really cool. These ones are cool, but they can make. So we're going to now make the holes for the filling. So I'm using the small end of this melon baller. The brand is OXO, whatever that means. Who knows if that's actually the brand. I've done most of them, and then I realized I should probably do some for the camera. So you can use like a paring knife. I'll show you that first because I feel like most people have this in a melon baller. You just kind of like go in a little circle at like an angle, and then you just bloop it out, and then it's like that. I just used the melon baller because I had it and it was easy and fast. Just kind of go in like that and scoop. So, but anyway, now we're gonna fill them. So I'm doing the tray I'm doing the older tray a little first. It's not that much older, it's just older by like 15 minutes. But let's put these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, my phone. Oh well, it's fine. So I have like an extra piping bag, so I'm just gonna put in this with I think it's a 2A tip. Let me check. The tip's not necessary. Yeah, it's a 2A. You don't need a piping bag. You can put a Ziploc baggie. You could spoon it in if you wanted. but I figured, why not? So pudding is runny. So put your tip like that while you're filling it up. In fact, I should use a cup. Okay, we're just gonna use this one. It's fine, I don't care. So, get a long cup, a tall cup, I should say, and you want to fold over your bag. Learn from my lesson. You need a good chunk of slack for it. And then you just start like spatula-ing in some filling. And I definitely didn't spill some just now. So what you do is you put the filling in until it's like even with the cupcake. Okay, so we are now going to be making the buttercream. So I found this recipe online. I don't know who did it, who made it, but if you know your recipe, so hey, props. I don't know how to find the recipe again, so they're not going to get a link. But it's just buttercream. So if you're a person like me who doesn't like buttercream, I hear the gasps, I hear the sighs, I know I'm weird, but I don't like buttercream. You'll probably love this frosting because it's just different. It's just a beautiful experience. So, 2 sticks of butter softened in the thing, and then about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. It's okay if a little more gets in there. I eyeball it for this. Yay. Blep. A blep is a little more than you need, but it's fine. Oh, I got some. Ooh, I forgot the magic ingredient. This is the magic ingredient that makes it delicious. Heavy whipping cream. You're beautiful. Anyway, I was having a moment with the heavy whipping cream. And you're going to want to add a pinch of salt too. I don't know what the pinch of salt does, but the lady told me to add it, so I'm adding it. Maybe this is the magic ingredient for all we know. The salt. So now you're going to want to whip it until it's fluffy. Alright, once you have that well mixed and fluffy, you're going to add 3 cups of powdered. Girl! Stay. You're going to add 3 cups of powdered sugar. No, it's 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 actually. So I like to add the first cup. I like to add the first 2 cups. Then you want to mix it on low, because you don't want powdered sugar going everywhere. You're going to end up with a clunky mixture like this. So this is when we add. Add a first tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. And if you ever made whipped cream, you know, well, you can tell by the name. This stuff gets nice and fluffy, and that's what I think that's what makes this icing goodness. Okay, now we're going to add our next 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Good enough. Again, my life motto. I should make merch that says that. If you want merch that says, good enough, leave a like on the video. So now we're going to mix this at what speed? Low. Good job. Unless you said high, then get your hearing checked. Right, I'm going to add another tablespoon of the heavy whipping cream now. Or a tablespoon and a teaspoon, as the case may be. Okay, now we'll use the little dork. Now I'm gonna scrape down my bowl, and then we're gonna give this one more good mixing. Alright, now that we are done mixing this, we are going to discard the beaters. However, if you have people who enjoy frosting, let them lick the beaters. It'll make their day. I'm just going to put these off to the side for now. So this is another piping bag, and it has a 1M piping tip. And we're going to do the same. We're going to use the same technique to beat the buttercream in as we did for the filling. So we need another cup. Anyway, my cup's too fat. Okay. using a different cup. Anyway. Now don't overfill your piping bag. I know from experience. No good. Alright, so there were technical difficulties, aka the battery died. So, I mean, you didn't miss much. But, it was like right when I was explaining how to frost a cupcake. So we don't know if that's safe. So we're going to re-explain that. Sorry if it's repetitive. Maybe I'll be kind and edit one of them out. But I got to refill my piping bag. So we'll start a new topic of discussion. Let's see. It's a good topic of discussion. Where's my napkin? Not napkin. Oh, well, that's what aprons are for. You know what? Let's talk about extreme couponers. Now, I am not opposed to using a coupon to get a good deal, but I draw the line at being an extreme couponer. Some of them are just plain out rude. Although I do love watching some clips on YouTube, on their YouTube channel, the Extreme Couponers television show, and I love watching that TV show. But one lady was telling this guy that he just wanted one can of Pringles, and he was asking, oh, hey, do you need all those Pringles? And she's like, you snooze, you lose. And she had gotten there at opening. Like, he can't get there earlier than you. Like, honey. So, how to frost a cupcake. You start in the middle, and you work your way around, and then you can go up one more time if you would like. You could go up again, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm just going to put in a little thing of how many times I've touched something and then needed to wipe it off. We're just going to put in a little counter. You know what? I'm going to count, and whoever gets the right thing first, I'll give a prize to. That's what we'll do. Okay, so we're back, and 2 updates. One, the filling I still have like at least half of it left over from making 46. You know, there's always going to be a couple of cupcakes that doesn't get made. It just happens. And so definitely, if you're making like a rate, so definitely do half, even if you're making just a rate like this batch. And if you're doing a half batch, well, you get some extra pudding. So, and then the frosting was enough for 24. So I'm going to do the rest later after I'm done filming. But now we're going to add some sweetened shredded coconut to the frosting. So, I'm going to try to dip it. I don't know if the frosting's going to come off. And if it does, we're just going to have to okay, when the mood hits you. My face! Okay, so we're going to take it, put it in, give it a little roll, and then take it out. For the cupcakes, I'm going to take one and get a close-up. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful. The coconut. I'm going to cut into one so you can see the filling. Okay. I need to take the wrapper off first. So it's fine. Death! Here is the inside with the lovely filling. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Should we taste test the cupcake? I feel like everyone tastes their cupcake. Also, I don't know what this tastes like because I've never made it before. Tell them what you think first. Is it good?
Yeah, it tastes like a coconut cream pie.
I wouldn't know if it tastes like a coconut cream pie. I'll just know if it tastes good. It's good. Alright. Thank you all for watching today's baking video. Remember to subscribe, like the video, turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, bye!